There is absolutely zero doubt in my mind. Meghan Markle was a semi-expensive yacht girl, and she knows it.
Many of you have seen this picture already. You see that there's Meghan with her Cajuna hat.
Please subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it truly means so much to me. When Sarah Ferguson opened her mouth this time, the royal world didn't just gasp, it froze. What she dropped wasn't soft gossip floating through palace halls. It was dynamite wrapped in one sharp sentence. A single phrase that allegedly rattled Buckingham Palace, caught Prince Harry off guard, and dragged Meghan Markle into one of the wildest rumors the monarchy has faced in years. It started low-key, a private chat, a half smile from Fergie. Then a reporter claims to have heard the line that flipped everything. Meghan was Andrew's first client. That was it. No long speech, no dramatic buildup, just a sentence that exploded across headlines in minutes. Social media went wild. Meghan's yacht days started trending worldwide. Screenshots flew, group chats lit up. But here's the twist. This wasn't some random blogger stirring drama. It allegedly came from Sarah Ferguson herself. And Fergie isn't new to chaos. She's been praised, pushed out, welcomed back, and criticized more times than most royals combined. She knows exactly how words travel in those circles. So when she reportedly hinted at something darker tied to Prince Andrew, people didn't shrug it off. They leaned in. Palace aides were said to be scrambling. The firm's famous wall of silence? Suddenly it didn't look so solid. Please subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it truly means so much to me. What did she mean by first client? Why say it now? And how does Meghan Markle, Hollywood actress turned Duchess, even end up mentioned alongside Andrew's already controversial past? These questions didn't just sit quietly. They roared through Windsor like a storm. Insiders claim Harry was stunned. Not angry at first, just stunned. Every royal has faced rumors, but this one hit different because it allegedly came from inside the family circle. That changed the temperature completely. By midnight, royal correspondents were digging into timelines, revisiting old yacht photos, cross-checking guest lists from elite events. The palace reportedly stuck to a tight, no-comment strategy while journalists sharpened their headlines. Behind gilded doors, tension was thick. Was Fergie exposing something buried, or was this personal? An old score settling in real time? Either way, the damage was already spreading. Once a phrase like that escapes, it doesn't politely walk back. It runs. What made it worse was the layering of history. Andrew's name already carries controversy, past associations, public scrutiny, and that unforgettable televised interview left deep marks on the monarchy's image. So tying Meghan, already a lightning rod for debate, to that orbit created a media-perfect storm. Two polarizing figures, one sentence, endless speculation. Royal watchers began dissecting not just the comment, but Fergie's tone, her body language, even the timing of the event where it allegedly happened. Was it playful sarcasm? Was it a metaphor about networking culture in elite circles? Or was it a calculated remark meant to stir something bigger? The ambiguity became the story itself. Meanwhile, the palace machine shifted into quiet defense mode. No dramatic rebuttals, no emotional press releases, just controlled silence. The monarchy's classic move. But in today's digital age, silence doesn't slow a story down. Sometimes it makes it louder. Before the tiaras, the global interviews, and the Montecito mansion, Meghan Markle was building her name in Hollywood. She hustled through auditions, charity galas, networking events, always polished, always smiling. Hollywood isn't gentle, and she learned fast how to move smart in powerful rooms. That ambition helped her climb. But now critics are re-examining every chapter, trying to connect dots that may or may not even belong on the same page.
She'd been a deal or no deal girl. She was calling herself a model, and she was starring in a show Suits. She used to charge almost $30,000 per trip, which is why she was making good money. It wasn't on Suits. It was on her yachting trip.
This woman knows that she's in trouble with Fergie because she knows where Meghan Markle's bodies are buried. She knows that Meghan Markle has been yachting. In fact, they had friction because Meghan had originally set her sights on Prince Andrew, but she lucked out with the idiot Harry. Not in a million years did Meghan think that she was going to score Prince Harry. She thought she was going to score Andrew until Fergie put a stop to it.
In my opinion, in my analysis, and my experience of decades, this kind of analysis, for me is the real deal. If a photo such as this of Meghan Markle with Prince Andrew years ago surfaces, that will be quite an scandal.
Friends from her early acting days describe her as focused and strategic. She understood proximity to influence. She knew that rooms filled with producers, investors, and philanthropists weren't just social spaces. They were opportunity hubs. And yes, some of those spaces included high-profile yacht gatherings attended by business leaders and public figures. Let's be clear, attending elite events is not proof of wrongdoing. Networking is part of entertainment culture, but when headlines attach certain names together, perception can spiral fast. And in royal life, perception is powerful. The monarchy has survived scandals, crises, and public fallout before. Still, this moment felt different because it blended old controversies with fresh speculation. It reopened wounds many believed had already scarred over. And the biggest question hanging in the air wasn't just about Meghan or Andrew. It was about Fergie. Did she misspeak? Was it sarcasm that spiraled out of control? Or did she knowingly spark a fuse she understood would burn loud and fast? Because once words like that are out in the world, you can't rewind them. You can't pull them back behind palace gates. They take on a life of their own. And what happened next? Even seasoned royal watchers admit they weren't ready for the fallout that followed. There have been rumors that Meghan attended a few elite gatherings during her climb. No confirmed records, no verified documents, just scattered sightings, unnamed sources, and old photos people keep reposting years later. It's that haze of half stories that gave Sarah Ferguson's alleged words their sting. By casually linking yacht days to Prince Andrew's world, she shifted the public timeline in one swipe. To tabloids, the angle was irresistible. An actress builds her way into Hollywood, then marries into royalty, and now whispers suggest overlap with the monarchy's most controversial figure? Whether factual or not, the narrative had shock value. And in royal culture, perception can cut deeper than evidence. Once an idea sticks, it moves faster than any official statement ever could. Please subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it truly means so much to me. Fergie has lived long enough in that spotlight to know exactly how headlines work. She understands that one loaded sentence can reshape years of history in the public mind. That's why her alleged comment felt calculated to some observers, not careless. To understand why this hit so hard, you have to look at Andrew's shadow. Once branded a decorated war veteran and global trade envoy, his image shifted dramatically over the years. Stories of luxury travel, elite friendships, and exclusive Mediterranean yacht gatherings painted a picture of privilege on full display.
Prince Andrew, have you noticed how he completely avoids looking at Meghan Markle when she's around him or when she was around him?
And here we have Andrew, with whom looks like Marcus Anderson. This is in 2001 when Meghan Markle would have allegedly been on third year. Meghan Markle hardly spent any time at Northwestern University.
And I know what you're gonna say. Maybe it was just that one trip. No, there were quite a few trips. There's actually quite a lot of pictures about them. There are 2 pictures that leaked.
It could be also happening that the royal family is saying, hey, if you put a book out about Meghan Markle and completely destroy everything and really tell the people how Meghan met Harry.
And the fallout that followed. The widely criticized BBC interview only deepened public scrutiny. Each moment chipped away at whatever credibility he had left. By the time Fergie's alleged remarks surfaced, Andrew's name already carried heavy baggage. So linking Meghan, a duchess already polarizing public opinion, to that chapter wasn't a light tease. It was explosive. It wasn't just gossip anymore. It became a symbolic connection to one of the monarchy's most uncomfortable eras. And that's why the reaction was so intense. This wasn't about a yacht. It wasn't about Hollywood networking. It was about optics colliding with old scandals and unfinished royal wounds. Fair or unfair, the association alone was enough to spark outrage, confusion, and non-stop debate across media platforms. In royal circles, history lingers, and when 2 controversial narratives even appear to overlap, the blast radius gets big, fast. The mere suggestion that Meghan might have crossed paths with Prince Andrew's inner circle years before marrying Harry was enough for tabloids to sprint full speed. For palace officials, this wasn't small talk. It was a full-blown nightmare scenario. 2 of the monarchy's most controversial figures suddenly woven into one explosive narrative. That's not just awkward, that's dangerous optics. Andrew stayed silent, as he has for years now, mostly out of public view. But when Sarah Ferguson allegedly made that comment, it pulled his shadow right back into the spotlight. And once Andrew's name re-enters headlines, things don't stay quiet. Already left deep scars on the monarchy's reputation. So attaching Meghan's carefully built image to that history, that was bound to shake rooms. When Fergie speaks, people usually lean in out of curiosity. She's known for charm, unpredictability, and that mischievous grin. But this time, witnesses claim her words landed like lightning at what was supposed to be a private London gathering. In a low-key conversation, she reportedly leaned forward and said, "Let's just say Meghan was Andrew's first client." The tone? Casual, almost playful. But the air in the room allegedly changed instantly. That word, client. What did she mean? Was it sarcasm, a metaphor about networking, or something more literal tied to Andrew's already controversial history? The ambiguity poured gasoline on the moment. Within hours, the alleged quote leaked. By sunrise, journalists were breaking down every syllable like it was a coded message. Fergie didn't rush to clarify. She didn't firmly confirm or deny either. Instead, she reportedly responded with polite smiles and carefully chosen silence when questioned. That kind of expression that says everything and nothing at the same time. Palace insiders were said to be furious. Communications teams allegedly scrambled to keep distance between senior royals and the growing storm. Whispers started that Fergie had gone off script again. But some royal watchers aren't buying the idea that this was accidental. Sarah Ferguson has spent decades balancing between confession and chaos. From the infamous tabloid scandals in the 1990s to financial controversies and public apologies, she knows exactly how headlines are born. She's been pushed out, welcomed back, criticized, forgiven, and she always survives. So when she drops a line like that, many believe she understands the impact. Linking Meghan's name to Andrew's troubled legacy didn't just stir gossip, it reshaped public conversation overnight. Suddenly, Meghan's silence looked strategic. Harry's reported frustration seemed more intense, and the palace, quiet as ever. Then came the next big question. Why now? Royal revelations rarely surface without timing.
According to people, she got started her yachting days and she never stopped really. I don't think any of her boyfriends knew about it, but Meghan Markle was known as a hardcore yacht partying person, ready for anything.
She was a yacht girl. That's right. It's mentioned in the book. Meghan used to entertain as a yacht girl. Now, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it happened, but I am saying Harry knows.
And I wonder if Prince Andrew's going to come out and say, hey, Harry, I did your wife quite a few times on yachts before you got.
Fergie's history with the monarchy has been complicated. Moments of exile, slow rehabilitation, and constant reinvention. She's fought to stay relevant in a system that once sidelined her. Some insiders speculate this could be subtle payback. After years of being treated as an outsider, did she resent how quickly Meghan was embraced when she first entered the royal fold? That theory adds another layer. Was this revenge, a warning, or simply a poorly timed joke that spiraled out of control? No official confirmation has backed the explosive interpretations, but perception moves faster than facts in royal culture. And here's the real twist. Sometimes it's not the statement itself that causes the damage. It's the silence that follows. Because when powerful names collide in one sentence, the public doesn't wait for proof. They react first and analyze later. In a monarchy built on image, symbolism, and tradition, even a whisper can shake foundations. And this whisper, it echoed loud enough to reopen wounds many believed had already scarred over. Some see this as Sarah Ferguson reclaiming her spotlight, stepping back into a royal story that pushed her to the sidelines for years. Others think she's simply playing the media chessboard the way she always has, stirring just enough controlled chaos to remind everyone she's still a force. Royal attention has been shifting lately, and Fergie knows exactly how to pull it back. There's also a softer theory. Maybe she believes she was shielding Prince Andrew, trying to redirect heat away from his name by tossing a distraction into the fire. Whether that was the goal or not, one thing is obvious. Sarah Ferguson understands timing like a pro. She survived public embarrassment, financial scandals, and years of exile by mastering selective storytelling. She gives the press just enough to chew on while keeping her own position intact. This may be her boldest move yet. In one sentence, she redirected global attention, reopened old royal wounds, and inserted herself straight back into headlines she once dominated. Strategy or desperation? Either way, she proved again that she knows how to spark a moment. But what did she expect to gain from lighting that match? The morning after the alleged remark hit tabloids, Buckingham Palace reportedly shifted into quiet crisis mode. No official statements, no dramatic press conferences. Just that thick wall of silence the monarchy leans on when storms hit. Behind those gates, though, insiders say phones wouldn't stop buzzing. Advisors rushed between meetings. Senior courtiers debated how to contain a narrative that had already escaped containment. Every branch of the royal family felt the heat. No one wanted to move first. In royal strategy, the first reaction can define the story, and no one wanted to miscalculate. Prince Harry, according to sources close to his circle, was furious but conflicted. Public humiliation is one thing, family tension is another. If he lashed out, it would feed headlines. If he stayed silent, critics would call it suspicious. That's a brutal position to be in. Meghan reportedly stepped back from public view, postponing appearances and keeping a low profile. Her team allegedly reviewed options carefully, including legal angles, while online critics celebrated the chaos. The pressure wasn't just about the rumor itself, it was about who sparked it. Fergie isn't a random commentator, she's family. That cuts deeper. Meanwhile, senior royals kept a public posture of neutrality while quietly monitoring coverage. Damage control became a full-time operation. Advisors coordinated messaging, tried to redirect media focus toward charity engagements and official duties, but the phrase, "Andrew's first client," clung to headlines like smoke that wouldn't clear. Behind private doors, resentment reportedly grew. Some insiders viewed Fergie's comment as betrayal. Others suggested she may have been misunderstood or misquoted. What united them wasn't agreement, it was fear. Fear that linking Meghan to Andrew's already controversial legacy could reopen scars the monarchy has worked hard to contain. The institution thrives on control, on order, on narrative discipline. But this time, control felt shaky. And when Meghan chose silence, that silence spoke loudly in the public imagination. Speculation expanded to fill the vacuum. By dawn, the royal machine was reportedly operating on pure protocol.
Everything happened because of Fergie. He said Miss Markle was a close companion to Prince Andrew. Meghan Markle was introduced through Marcus Anderson to Sarah Ferguson.
Aides moved through corridors carrying folders marked urgent, faces tight but composed. The monarchy's long-standing mantra, never explain, never complain, suddenly looked fragile in a digital era where rumors spread in seconds. Inside private offices, discussions weren't just about optics. They were about trust. Fergie's alleged comment didn't come from an outsider with a podcast. It came from within the extended royal circle. That internal fracture felt heavier than any tabloid headline. Harry was said to be deeply unsettled, unsure whether to confront Sarah Ferguson privately or allow advisors to handle it through quiet channels. Meghan remained out of sight, and her absence quickly became its own headline. Every day without a clear response fueled more online debate, more panel discussions, more royal experts claiming inside knowledge. And the real tension, it wasn't just about reputations, it was about the monarchy's ability to manage its own narrative in a world that no longer waits for official permission to speculate. One sentence had triggered days of fallout, and the digital machine refused to slow down. Whether this was strategy, miscalculation, or something in between, the impact was undeniable. The palace may stand tall, but even thick walls can't block echoes once they've already escaped into the world. Behind the scenes, aides reportedly weighed every option. Do they issue a denial and risk amplifying the story? Do they ignore it and hope the news cycle moves on? In past decades, silence often worked. But today, silence can look like confirmation in the eyes of critics. That's the new battlefield. Perception over protocol. Even palace staff reportedly felt the chill in the air. Doors shut faster than usual. Conversations dropped to whispers. Smiles looked tight, almost rehearsed, like every word had to be measured or risk becoming tomorrow's headline. Courtiers attempted to redirect focus toward ribbon cuttings and royal duties, but the public wasn't distracted. The story had grown claws. Every press appearance, every handshake, every staged photo carried the weight of unanswered questions behind those polished grins. Meanwhile, commentators dragged Prince Andrew's name back into the spotlight, revisiting controversies the institution had tried hard to move beyond. That reopened old wounds, making the situation even more volatile. The monarchy doesn't just fear scandal, it fears repetition. The royals seemed to be holding their breath, hoping the storm would pass like so many before it. But this time felt different. The pressure wasn't coming from outside critics or distant commentators. It was rising from within their own extended bloodline. That internal fracture made it harder to contain. What allegedly began as an offhand remark has now spiraled into a full-blown crisis of loyalty, image, and power. Meghan's silence hangs heavy like a storm cloud that refuses to move. Prince Harry's trust appears shaken, and the royal institution once again finds itself wrestling with shadows it believed were long buried. There's also the human layer beneath the headlines. Family dynamics inside royal circles are already complicated. Add global media scrutiny, and every private disagreement risks becoming public theater. That pressure can stretch relationships thin, and maybe that's the pattern with this family. Every time they try to lock down the narrative, another complication pushes its way to the surface. Control has always been the monarchy's shield, but even shields crack under sustained pressure. Now, the question isn't just whether Fergie went too far, it's what else might still be unspoken. If this is what can surface publicly, imagine what conversations stay behind palace walls. That curiosity alone keeps the spotlight burning bright. And if you thought this twist was intense, wait until you see how deep the next chapter goes. In our previous breakdown, we explored how King Charles III made a calculated move that reportedly left Andrew stunned and shifted royal loyalties overnight. That context connects directly to this unfolding drama. If you missed it, you need to catch up. It ties this tangled royal web together perfectly. Stay curious, stay bold, and remember, in the world of royalty, privacy is often just a temporary illusion. If you want the next layer of this story before it explodes everywhere else, hit subscribe right now and turn on notifications. Don't miss what's coming next, because another royal shock could drop at any moment.